Oh, Manoyagya Hridaya. Oh, with a beautiful heart. Oh, Sadaye, merciful girl. What will that beautiful blessed, where will that beautiful blessed day come when this maidservant of yours will massage your feet and Sri Rupa Manjari takes care of your hands?
Radha, good morning. So actually, your voice is a little howling from mic. Is this mic is okay position or some unbalanced position?
I don't. Say it again. Oh, no, but this mic.
It's good to that
You do. What did you say?
Give fruit.
Yeah, your mic was howling, and now please try to speak something. Radha.
Our mic was what?
Your mic was howling, and now seems like okay. Echo.
Ah, okay, now there's no echo anymore?
Yes, clear, like your heart. Thank you so much, Radha.
Swamini lies to rest on an excellent bed, covered with a bluish sheet. This sheet is very dear to her, simply because it is black and reminds her of Shyam. She dreams of Shyam, and his sweetness makes her happy inside and outside. Rupa Manjari and Tulasi can both admire her charming beauty and serve her limbs at that time. How wonderful is their love for Swami. Rupa and Tulasi's friendship is Rupa Goswami and Raghunathas Goswami.
Sorry, now voice is far somehow. Before it was okay, but now voice become far.
It's not connected.
Sorry, suddenly it happened.
Without connection.
Who's in charge of the connection?
Was it again?
No, just it needs to set on the yeah. Go on settings. Keep settings. Yeah.
It's kind of on my Bluetooth. I think it's connected.
Homepage, Bluetooth.
No, this is a control, so it will allow its own. This is
No, I'm not.
Why do you turn off?
this is connected with the speaker, so it should be this will be the controller and on and
turn that off. Not
It has to be turned.
laptop off. Laptop noise has to be.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do you hear us?
Yes.
Thank you, Radha.
How wonderful is their love for Swamini. Rupa and Tulasi's friendship is similar in this material world, where they are known as Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami introduces himself as follows by writing in the end of his Vishakananda Stotram. This garland of verses was strung by someone who subsides simply on serving the dust from Srimad Rupa Goswami's lotus feet. May the devotees who take shelter of him accept the fragrance of this garland.
So means when we surrender to Guru, Guru is Rupa Goswami, and we have the feeling, we have the fragrance. It's not just the words, but the fragrance, the feeling, the mood of Guru. That's what Guru is giving.
It is described in Bhakti Ratnakara that after reading Sri Rupa Goswami's play Lalita Madhava, which describes Sri Radhika's feelings of separation from Krishna, Sri Raghunath Das almost died of transcendental agony. Just to save his life, Sri Rupa Goswami gave him his Dana Keli Kamudi to read. A one-act play which deals with the blissful meeting of Radha and Krishna. This inspired Raghunath Das to write his jewel-like one-act play named Dana Keli Chitamani. Sri Rupa Goswami has also written a dedication to Raghunath Das Goswami at the conclusion of his Dana Keli Kaumudi. Oh Madhava, my friend Raghunath Das, has given up all other activities and is now living in a cottage of the bank of Radhakunda, very anxious to exclusively serve you and Sri Radhika. You always cast your merciful glance on those who live in Vrindavan, and you fulfill all their desires. So please, quickly make the tree of this Raghunath aspirations bear fruits. These are some examples of their very intimate friendship. Tulasi and Rupa both climb on the bed to serve their Swamini. They are not at all shy. Their servant mood is mixed with a mood of friendship for Swamini. Tulasi calls Swamini Manoyagya Hridaya, girl with a beautiful heart. Literally, the word Manoyagya means knowing. And the mind, jana, Srimati knows what is on Rupa and Tulasi's mind. So she gives them this service.
Manogya. Manogya.
Manogya also means beautiful one. Her endless beauty illuminates the house, the bed, and the hearts of the Kinkaris. Her luster has turned Shyamasundar golden, making him become Gaurasundar, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. She is the quintessence of Mahabal personified. All the poetic analogies about Srimati Radhika's beauty, her face defeating the moon is beauty, her eyes defeating the lotus flowers, and her nose defeating the sesame flowers, are ultimately futile. Only by her mercy in the form of ecstatic love, she can be seen and felt in a heart illuminated by Vishuddha Sattva, pure goddess.
Now I see why you stopped. That's a very good point. Yeah. Stop. So all the poems we write about her, all the books that are written that describe her beauty, this is nothing compared to what we feel. Compared to what we feel when we enjoy her mercy. It's beyond the words, it's beyond the poetry, it's beyond the books. It's only in the heart. That was the point of this phrase.
Whatever falls into an ocean of nectar becomes nectarian. Similarly, the garments, ornaments, and unguents of Sri Radhika, unguents,
Fragrances.
unguents of Sri Radhika, who is the personification of Mahabal, are also filled with Mahabal. The Mahachans relish this, and we taste their remnants. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami has written.
Radhe. Sorry to interrupt. Now seems like many Japanese appear this morning. If it's possible, I would like to go back channel Japanese translation. If possible.
Yes.
Everything is possible.
We want to share your mercy. Sri Radhe. Thank you, Maharani Didi.
You want to check if it's working? Okay? Good. Radha is anointed with the fragrant ointment of affection towards Krishna. This makes her very fragrant body shine brightly. She takes her first bath in a stream of the nectar of compassion. Her middle bath in the stream of nectarian usefulness, and her final bath in the stream of nectarian beauty. When she puts on a silken blue sari of her own bashfulness, her second red garment consists of passionate love for Krishna, and her breasts are covered with a blouse of flaming pink. She's anointed with 3 ointments: the vermilion of beauty, the sandalwood ball of the love of her girlfriends, and the camphor of her lustrous smile. Her body is decorated with musk pictures that represents Krishna's brilliant erotic wrath. Her bride is made of hidden anger and opposition, and sanded powder of her calm, yet not calm attributes adorn her limbs. The red color of palm that represents her passionate love brightens her lips, and her eyes have eyeliner of the crookedness of love. She's also adorned with 20 other bhavas, such as Kila Kanchita. Her whole body is hung with flower garlands of attributes. Her forehead is brightened by beautiful tilak of fortune. Prema Vaichitya is the jewel, and her heart is the locket. She places her hand on the shoulder of a girlfriend. Her whole body is hung with garland flowers of attributes. Her forehead is brightened by beautiful tilak of fortune. Prema Vaichita is the jewel, and her heart is the locket. She places her hand on the shoulder of a girlfriend named Adolescence, and she is surrounded by her sakhis that represent her mental activities that are concentrated on Krishna's pastimes. She sits on a bed of pride in the abode of her aroma, that is her body, always thinking of Krishna. Krishna's names, attributes, and glories are her earrings. She loves to hear about them. And Krishna's names, qualities, and glories form the stream of her words. She makes Krishna drink the honey beverage called Shyamaras, erotic flavors.
Connected. It's not connected anymore.
Radhe Radhe.
And she always fulfills all of Krishna's desires. She's a mine full of jewels of pure love for Krishna. And her body is filled with all incomparable attributes.
We have a long text now. Maharani read a long text from Krishnadas Kaviraj, who remembers also the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it's important because it's like a catalogue of all the elements of the Vrindavan Leelas. What we remember is that what happens in the spiritual world, in the Vrindavan Leelas, in the forest of Vrindavan, it's not material. When we read about the two lovers and their different activities, playing hide and seek, looking for each other, finding each other, and so on, these are not physical beings. They're not physical bodies. And all the attributes, all the qualities, are also not physical. They're all feelings. This is the spiritual reality. And we know that spiritual reality is made of feelings. So when we observe the different activities of Radha and Mohan in the forest, we're observing not two bodies, but we're observing the movement of the heart, the different way that the heart can feel, the different shape and color and texture of the heart. So this is kind of a catalog, this text. It tells all the things that the different qualities of Radha mean. It's actually not all of them, it's only some of them. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu explains that there are 64 bhavs, 64 kinds of mood, 64 kinds of feelings, and all of them are represented by the different activities and the different shapes and forms and colors. So here we have just a taste of them. There may be, 25 different descriptions, that this arm means that, and the ear that's beautiful means another feeling, and that the sari means one emotion, and that the bed sheet means another emotion. So it's a way of Krishnadas Kaviraj to explain to us how to understand these texts, but also to understand the complex reality of the soul. The Leelas we read about here in this book and others are descriptions of the nature of the soul. The soul where Radha and Mohan are going about their Leelas. That is what the soul is. It's a place where the love of God takes place in all its different details and all its different shapes and colors. So it's a very nice text to read again and again, to have the idea that what we imagine in our meditations of Radha and Mohan are ways of understanding what the soul looks like. Chida. Now this one's unconnected again. You hear all right? Okay, never mind.
Oh, Bavuka Bhakta Vrinda, sensitive devotees. This is the introduction to the embodiment of love for Krishna. That is why the address Manogya Hridaye is justified here. Srimati lies down on the bed prepared for her by Tulasi, like the queen of swans, Rajahamsi, lying on an ocean of milk, enjoying this Shyam in her dream. She speaks, she laughs, and she turns on her other side in the dream. Although Rupa Manjari usually massages Srimati's feet, she has now mercifully given the service to Tulasi and has taken to the service of Swamini's hands. Manogya also means merciful. Srimati herself mercifully places her lotus feet on her Tulasi's chest, knowing how anxious she is to serve them. Her lotus feet pour the nectar of sweet ras over the lotus-like hearts of the devotees. That is why she's addressed her as Sadaye, or merciful girl. Knowing what is on Tulasi's mind, Swamini lifts her feet up on her chest. How intense is their feeling of possessiveness? She takes her maidservants to her in all respects, calling them my Rupa, my Tulasi. How blissful it is to hear all these. What to speak of actually attaining this in truth?
So the lines here are explaining to us what mercy is. It's a very tricky word for most of us. It is for me, what mercy means. We talk about it every day, in every sentence here. But what is it? And this is defining. It's saying that mercy is giving to others the possibility to love with their hearts. So Rupa Manjari is merciful and gives to Tulasi the task of showing love through service to Radha. And Swamini then gives to Rupa Manjari the possibility for him or for her to show her love by doing service. So when we say, for example, Guru Kripa, the mercy of Guru, we mean that Guru puts us in the position to serve, puts us in the position to give our love. And since giving love is the highest form of our spiritual life, this is the greatest gift. So the happiest ones are those who get to serve. We want to serve. That's why we ask for service. And the one who makes that possible is merciful. That is mercy. Shira.
How mercifully Swami lifts her lotus feet on Tulasi's chest. Sri Raghunath experiences this and calls her Sadaye, merciful girl. How beautiful are Swamini's limbs! She sees Radharani Sri Krishna in her dream. Shyam pervades Swamini's dreams. How wonderfully she relishes this. Each of her limbs blossoms up by relishing this sweet taste. The fortunate maidservant swims in an ocean of ras. Suddenly the vision vanishes and Sri Raghunath Das pitifully prays for the devotional service. When I read these, then one is so inside, and then all of a sudden comes this, suddenly the vision vanishes, and it's really painful. It's just, I always feel like, come on. And not to imagine how he feels. I mean, I don't want to compare, but even like for us reading and then
Stops.
then it stops. This is alas, when will that beautiful day be mine? When will you engage your maidservant in massaging your feet, while tears of loving ecstasy stream from her eyes, and her friend Kusumanjali will blissfully massage your beautiful lotus-like hands? I, hearted girl, oh, will that blessed day come? End of verse 55.
It's the nature of the soul to serve. So when Raghunath begs for service, he's begging to be in his spiritual consciousness, in his Siddha day. And we ask, when we are given service, it's a possibility for us to become closer to our own self. This is why we have such pleasure in serving others.
So we will start with verse 56. Oh, Sumukhi, fair-faced girl, when will I, like a vine of devotion, on the strength of great arising fortune, obtain the remnants of food that you spat out, along with your gargling water and the water that has washed your lotus-like feet. With love, I shall enjoy it in so many ways along with your other loving friends. Explanations. Sri Tulasi has massaged Swamini's lotus feet, and Sri Rupa has massaged her hands. Swamini lies to sleep on a wonderful bed. When this delectable vision vanishes, Sri Raghunath weeps and laments, revealing his heartache to Swamini. Again, a revelation comes to him. He need not endeavor for such visions. In heart that are purified by devotion, these visions appear spontaneously. The Leela, the doer, not the Smaranakari, the devotee who practices Smarana. This free flow of Leelas cannot come to a mind that is possessed by the material modes.
So the mind that's in material modes is trying to be the doer, trying to decide, this is what the world will be, this is what I will make the world do. The world is there for me. This is the mind being the doer. When we open our hearts to the Leela, we view. We are present in the soul, which is the Leela, and we view. This is how we have the service of Swami.
The modes of darkness, tamagun, and passion, rajagun, and even that of goodness, sattvagun, will not allow smarana to take place. But devotion will gradually carry the devotee's heart and mind beyond these psychic qualities.
This is psychic. The up to Sattva is psychic qualities. Suddha Sattva is Panchaputa. That is the of pure goodness. And then we go in soul consciousness to the Sattva. That is ready for love. And Vishuddha Sattva is the in your solution. Suddha Sattva goodness, pure goodness, and spiritual pure goodness, divine goodness. We are living in gunas.
Yeah.
So sometimes we are ignorant by nature is changing.
Devotion liberates the soul. That yeah. Devotion liberates the soul from the knot of false ego and fills it with the identification of I am God's servant. Simply by being devoted to the lotus feet of the Lord, the saints are liberated from the bondage of karmic reactions. The empty-headed practitioner, jnana and yoga, that artificially try to control their senses. Therefore, worship Vasudeva, who is very kind to the surrendered souls. The hearts and minds of the devotees are stolen by the sweetness of devotional life. It cannot be forgotten anymore. Even they he would try it. Anyone who has experienced this will understand it. Maya makes the mind very coarse. But when the mind remains at the lotus feet of the Lord, we can understand how pure, tender, and innocent the mind actually is.
So it's not the mind that's evil. The mind is not bad. The mind is ultimately very tender and sweet, but it's covered with the energy of Maya. When Maya is cleaned away, then the mind can be purified as well, and its tender form can appear. And we can use the mind to place ourselves at the lotus feet of the Lord as sadhakas. We meditate with the mind, we imagine with the mind in order to come closer to our spiritual self. So this is what we're studying in Mana Shiksha, that the mind can be a friend for the sadhaka. Yeah.
Can I go back to one sentence here, which I feel I would like to share something? Simply by being devoted to the lotus feet of the Lord, the saints are liberated from the bondage of karmic reactions.
Karmic reaction, dharma, artha, kama, moksha they get, is liberation. And devotees don't like this liberation.
They don't need this.
They get it. There's no problem. Yogis are get free from everything. They don't like to free. They like to love. How you will be free in love? If you love someone, how you will be free? And if you want to be a yogi, then you want to be free. This is the general teaching of others. Because they don't want to love God, because it's a formless.
They're impersonal.
They also want to be personal. You go to them, they will give only example of the gods, Rama, Krishna, and this. But this is only for example, not for relation and love. They put all example of this from Ramchandra, Krishna, and everything. Narayan, Paravatar, etc. All they will talk for getting information to make you impersonal.
And to follow the rules and regulations because it's a law, not because you love and you want to follow certain rules.
Like a Jesus or church. One is a church and one is a Jesus. Jesus teaches love, and church teaches rule and regulation, and China.
And fear. You
Yeah.
follow the rules and regulations because of fear.
This is the thing of the all institutions. All institutions, they make you fear, love, because you will be bring money from that. Jesus said, you will eat my blood and flesh. It's a sarcastic. In my name, you will take the money and use for yourself, for wine.
A purified soul never leaves the lotus feet of Krishna. Unfortunately.
And then they find who is not living the feet of Krishna. That until Radha. All devotees, the highest devotee, who is that? Is Radhika, who never leaves the feet of Krishna. Because she has too much love than anyone. She is the highest in giving love. So that way, we take shelter of money. I will follow your way. Simple. Why I will deviate from other way, I will follow your way. Right? If I have to learn how to love, I will follow your way. I will become your follower. You are my everything. You are my mother, you are my guru, you are everything. You are my teacher. Then why Rupa Goswami and the Raghunath Das Goswami is coming? Because they follow that. If I will try to go through him, it will be difficult. I make myself easy. Why not to who do it? I follow that person. Association of the Math, who took your center and how he practiced, it will make easy if I will learn. Then why I want to Guru? Are a Guru show you that way. How you know Krishna, how you know your soul, how you know your Sarup. Who show these things? So that way I respect. How you know that Radhika? How you know the Radhika is the way, the best way? Who show these things? Your navigator showing. So we have to always keep in mind that he is my navigator. I will not change my navigator. I don't know other navigators will work. This machine is working. And why I will associate devotees? Because they talk only these things. So I like that association. The others not talking, not too much Gram Katha. Gram Katha is happening, but not 24 hours. 1 hour maybe, other hours are busy. Because you have a body, you have to go in Gram Katha, you have to go to maintain material. If you are responsible, you have to care. But how much time I give for that? My whole life I give for that, or 1 hour I give? I'm living for that, I'm living for this. We have to do that. Sure, I have to give time, but maximum time where? And minimum time where? Sugar is fine.
Too many fruits.
Orange makes sugar, but apple. Sorry. Huh? Apple makes sugar. Let's see. I'm taking.
Unfortunately, a person like me is exactly in the opposite position.
That's the difference. That I saw.
You don't like.
No. We have to know what is the meaning.
The meaning is no. That Raghunath is very humble, and he says these kind of things. So he explains about the devotee, about the purified soul never leaves the lotus feet of Krishna. And unfortunately, a person like me is exactly in the opposite position. Although I want to forget about material life, I cannot forget it. Devotional love alone can purify the heart.
That if I not leave it, but if you have a love, it will purify. Like I don't want to leave any material thing, but rather more love make me slowly to leave everything. Not 100%. But slowly, this love makes me to free. Material thing to detach is not easy because we are covering with material. We have to wisely attach that easily you can balance detachment. Attach to detach we balance. What is not yours, so we have to balance it. What I cannot take with me, I have to balance it. If I got it, right? This side will.
Yeah. Just have to change the camera so they can see you.
No. They are looking here.
They can't see enough of you.
Yeah. I want this.
Okay.
All.
how tender is the heart of someone who practices Manjari bath?
Right, read again.
How tender is the
Sensitive. This practice is sensitiveness. So if the sensitiveness will not come, will not come. To stay a long time, maybe I will know this. I will stay 1 minute. But it's not possible to stay a long time if I'm not tender. I'm not keeping myself in that consciousness longer. That is the meaning of tenderness. Outside required, inside it will be clicking. It will be. In and out has to be one. Outside something, inside something. That is what Asura? Aghasura. When he died, Aghasura means outside I showed like a devotee, inside is good. Inside is sensitive, but outside needs the sleep to come out. That has to be one in and out. You want to show to others that I am good, but inside is Asura sitting. Inside become pure, but outside is material desire of that. That is also difficult. Both has to be one. Right. The very sense. This is my realization. I feel good when I am doing sadhana. Then I feel.
how very sweet our hearts. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung. Fix your mind completely on the service of the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Constantly hear of their attributes from the mouths of the devotees, and you will reach the pinnacle of bliss.
Why we say Radha and Krishna? Why not we say Krishna and Radha? Why say we Nitai Gaur? Why not say we Gaur Nitai? Because if you want Gaura, without Nitai, not possible. If you write like Krishna, without Radha, it's not possible. Many places they say Gaura Nitai. They have no understanding of Nitai. So they say Gaura. The day they will realize that without Nitai, God is not possible to understand. Even the Raghunath Das Goswami cannot understand. How I will understand Gaura is a very difficult subject. So then we say Nitai. is a deep meaning of Lord Nityananda. Similarly, Radha Krishna. Radha's without mercy, how I will understand Krishna without her flow to understand, how I will understand Krishna. It's a Radha's Krishna. This Krishna is not mine, Radha's. Krishna come from Goloka only for Radha. If you don't believe that episode of a Radha Krishna pastime, you first episode see only, you will see that Krishna come only for Radhika in from Golok to Brian, because one of the devotee, and is not devotee, he believe only in Krishna. He don't believe in Radhika. When he sees them, he is not ready to name Radha Krishna. It's a Krishna first, then Radha. Even he say, you are in Maya, Krishna. I have to protect you. This lady is attracting you. It's a big Maya. You catch by Maya. He said, you are my devotee, you can protect me. You want to teach? So he inspired him to trust Radhika that she cannot understand 100 years separation. Then Radhika has to come to and that she promised that when you not come, I will not open the eyes. She born like a blind person. Not born. She is floating in the water in Raval. And that time, Brishwan king and his wife went to take bath and eat with the water. They carried him there. They have no children. They feel very lucky. When they see the girl is blind, they were very sad. They think to meet with the Nanda, the Soda. They was also living in the Gokul. Raval and Gokul is not very far. They went to Gokul. They said, how are you? He said that I am very worried because every day Kansa is attacking me. It's not bother. I have a big kingdom in Parsane. You come and you, what land you want, what area you want to take. So the Swan king invited to Nanda Baba come there. He has only cow, he's a cowman. So he said, so many cows, how much land you want, you can take it. But come and stay that it will be very far from Mathura to Kansa to disturb you. So this becomes Nanda. His still name is Nandana and Nandeshwar. There was one mountain, Shiva. Nandeshwar. This way, they come very near, 6 miles on sea. That's Mahalakshmi. This is the story of then Krishna come after 1 year of the Putana killing brings her Vasani. She was so big. Close it. Seriously. Vasani. I don't think so. Get to bed. Coffee to the top. You make coffee. And Putana come when Krishna was small and he cut. And when she died, her body becomes so big, like she was a demon. So automatically it was 6 kilometers, 6, 7 miles. And that was body. And then Krishna is in the Barsane. And in the Barsane, he started jumping and playing. And that time, Vaswan king, whose son is this? Whose son is this? Bring to the inside the queen. You know, this gent come and this baby is like jumping. This come for Radhika. And that time when he listened the voice of Krishna, opened eyes, Radha. So Radhika is the reason to call Krishna. And we want to leave Radhika to understand Krishna. How possible? You see in episode 1 and 2, it will be clear. Anytime you can open in Radha Krishna. This is the reason of appearance of Krishna here. And this is the reason why Krishna makes this confused. Why he make confused Krishna to create the confusion. To the Satta, to trust to Radhika, because Brahma wants that Krishna should come. But Brahma desires not coming. Radhika desires he comes. You don't want to come with the asking of Brahma. Radhika desires because she promised that will come when I do. It's Radha. No one copies Vilapa. वो बाहर आ जाएगा So who's Krishna? Radhika, who loves his Krishna is Yasuda.
My eyes want to see the golden form of Rai and are crying out of this desire. Krishna's very enchanting body shines in the world like a dripping rain cloud.
But his shining red cloud is not dripping like a red cloud. Without asking, he wants to be perfect. But we are none. We are poor. We don't want to take care of us. We take the ego attached. Brother was eating. He was given was food. And then after 10 minutes he said, he will come. Yeah, he will open his gamcha sometime in the white or red, and he will find it. Okay, I will take in the evening time, afternoon. They will never say no. No, never. So Vrindavan never say, I'm full. Which way mercy comes? You take it and give to others. Eat it, but not say no. You say no, there's not. You never said that. Study. You are turning one thing after.
No, I just say no to coffee, that's why.
No, I just done it. Then just half little.
Just one
Then
thing.
you drink or not drink, you don't make it.
Aye.
All around, the Sakis are desiring their service. And when they get that service, they are most blissful. Narottam says, my mind and my body are always absorbed in this ras. Whoever falls in an ocean of nectar becomes immortal and nectarian. By the special mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu, Srila Raghunath Das similarly has become filled with prema by falling in the ocean of service to Sri Radhika, who is sacred love personified. He is fully absorbed in his identification of Radha's maidservant. A vision comes to him. Swamini is sleeping. Now the Kinkaris take their meal of remnants left by Swamini before she went to sleep.
No, one thing I think to do. One first was Sakina, one is Kinkiri. What is the difference of Saki and Kinkiri? They are all devotees of Radha. Saki, Gopi, and one Kinkiri. They all are devotees of Radhika. They are living with Radhika. But the Sakhi heart is with this. Like a Radhika. Like a. We are friends. And I love her. So you are a friend, you can also love her. That I could do. Because you are friends. I love to her. Krishna, she is a Krishna, and I love. Radhika love. The friends also can love. You can also love, we can also love, you can also love, you can, because she is Krishna. Friend has right to do the same thing what friends are doing. Now Krishna has to decide where he will give love and chance to others. Right? Krishna has to take it. Then he checks who is giving more love. Because he has many choices. And Gopi also says, but they are Saktis are more higher position because they are Nitya Siddha, always living with Radha Krishna. They are very close, but Gopis are Sadhana Siddha. They rise 15,000 years apart in Rama Avatar and then waiting, then they become. But what about Manjari? They have no realization. They are born in the Kali Yuga. Only by the mercy of Chaitanya and their associate. He, in Kali Yuga, whole bad habits is my there. And if I want to change, I can be more closest to Radhika. This is a special gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whole life, they are Nitya Siddha, Sadhana Siddha cannot reach where we can reach by the mercy of Radha Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appears and he expresses. By small efforts, we can reach. So Mahaprabhu, they say Audharya means unconditional mercy giving avatar. That was before. In other time. What happened now? When the Mahaprabhu, as you said, who is not close to this realization, they don't understand. They are only dancing on the street and collecting money. No, there's a Chaitanya devotee talking about Krishna. And without realization of Sarup, they want to talk about that inner pastime. Then what they do, they think bodily identification, I can also do it. I can do this and this, I can do. This. They cannot try to instill their soul, spiritual consciousness. Manjari Sarup, they want to prove with their bodily consciousness. They are all teachers of them. But this is not happening. After some time it will collapse. But who realized himself, that cannot collapse. Any question he can answer, anything he can answer, because his sixth senses, his divine senses is living. But we can do answer, what about Krishna? He can understand all language, everything. Everything. When the ordinary person can open his inner sixth sense, but what other? And what about divine? In that consciousness, we can realize. In bodily consciousness, impossible to realize, to understand, to be. In bodily consciousness, we will see the statue, but in spiritual consciousness, its statue will become divine. He will give different flavors. Because my eye is material and I want to see material. When my eyes will become divine, you imagine, without knowing no one, how things are happening. Without some divine power is moving, that is all happening here. This power only Radha moving. Start from 100 years old, 99, 95 years, and now still it's good.
Now the Kinkaris take their meal of remnants left by Swamini before she went to sleep. How fortunate they are! They can eat her leftover food and better leaves, drink the water with which she has flushed her mouth, and the water with which they have washed her lotus feet. This fortune is even far away from the Sakis. While Swamini was eating, she spat some food out on a plate as if she did not like the taste of it. She knows the desire on her maidservant's mind. So in this way, she grants them opportunities to enjoy her leftover food. How strong is her feeling of possessiveness for her maidservants? How tasty the food has become after having been in her mouth. The maidservants know this, and that's why Tulasi calls her Sumuki, fair-faced girl here. It is as if love has met in one place, has taken the form of a Kinkari, and is eating a share of this wonderful nectar. The Kinkari serves Swamini Achaman, water for flushing the mouth, and Swamini spits the water into a golden spittoon. After Swamini has gone to sleep, the maidservants jokingly feed each other. The practicing devotees should always get a particle of this prasad in his smarana. The identification of a kinkari is required. Otherwise, the sweetness of this mood cannot be experienced.
Wow. Increase it. Our goal not to achieve Radha Krishna or do something. Our goal to be required is to be a Dasya. Only this we know. Nothing else.
How intoxicated I am with this temporary material body. Bodily consciousness is an evil that takes the mind in the wrong direction. Therefore, the sadhaka should vow this. I will not see anything else or hear anything else but Krishna Katha. I will always feel off deity. Without this, everything is simply mischief. The devotee should cry with his heart for some experience. How unfortunate I am that I have learned about the highest thing, but I cannot take to it. Without surrender this path, without surrender, this path cannot be attained. Some explain the word Utkirna in the text to mean jute betel leaves. Swamini knows so many ways to give her mercy prasad to her maidservants.